No. There we go. Hi, everybody. It's June 20th, 2012. My name is Dan Boul. I'm president of 65 Amps in North Hollywood. I'm coming to you today with a casual school just got out show. I have two little young guests on the show today, and you may recognize them for their artwork that is always on my board. The two young artists come from Colfax Elementary School in Valley Village, California, and just coincidentally, they have the same last name as I do. So you might see these little artists walking around behind me on the show today. So feel free to ask questions. And I have an Empire today. So we're just going to kind of play some guitar and have a chat. One of the guys here says, I still think you should make a 65 amps shirt with their artwork on the shirt. Oh, yeah. Maybe I could make one. Oh, yeah. That's a good idea, Dirty 59. I like that. So for those of you that fund the college fund, oh gosh, I've sold about 1 million t-shirts, I think. But so college already costs $250,000, I guess, right now. We have friends with kids going into college, and they just $250,000. It's like, I don't know how kids do that. I graduated with like $30,000 in debt from college, and I thought, oh my God, this huge albatross around my neck. Kids are graduating now with $200,000 in debt. Just astonishing me. I don't get it. The Empire. The Empire is three of our favorite Marshall voices. For years and years, people said, why don't you do Marshall? Why don't you do Marshall? I'm like, well, Marshall does Marshall. But people wanted a plexi they could stand in front of and play in realistic situations, which plexis aren't very realistic anymore. Everybody I know that does plexis, they put an attenuator on them or they have a master volume put in, so you end up playing a 20-watt amp anyway. But so we did it with 6V6s. And the trick there was 6V6s are a very flexible tube, and they will do all kinds of really nice things. But they will only sound like Fenders if you build Fender circuits. So a lot of people say, well, I know what a 6V6 sounds like. Like, you know what they sound like in a Fender type circuit. They actually have quite a wide vocabulary, wide range. And they can sound just like EL34s if you build the circuit correctly and the transformer correctly. So that's what we did on here, because our circuits aren't copies of stuff and our transformers aren't off-the-shelf transformers. So if I go to any transformer manufacturer and say, I'm building an amp with two 6V6s, they're going to give you a Fender-style transformer, which are very different than Marshall-style. And the Marshall-style transformers don't match the impedance of 6V6s, so they don't work very well. So we had some stuff made for us with Mercury Magnetics, and it sounds great. So I have three basic British channels, and it doesn't sound anything like a Fender. And it's 22 watts, 24 watts, and you can get really great Marshall sounds. But instead of just cloning one Marshall, we decided let's put three in, because so many people were making, try not to squeak. The microphone picks up all that squeaky stuff. So we wanted to get three different Marshall sounds in one amp, because most of the amps we saw, like, this is a good 6900 watt. I'm like, well, okay. What else does it do? Dirty 59 asks a really good question here. He says, how is the supply of 6V6 in terms of reliability and being consistent? Well, part of the reason we build amps that have 6V6s and EL84s is those are two of the most reliable tubes on the market right now. And the JJ 6V6s I find to be outstanding. I think they stand up to NOS stuff. But it's really weird. The tube's kind of built like a little 6L6. And man, it sounds great. I've done a couple of vintage amps for guys with these, and they just go, woo. FP Mike is asking if anyone else is having problems with the video audio stream. That does not sound like a Fender amp, does it? And I'm playing my trusty Les Paul. And That's that good 60s British rhythm sound that you love out of old Marshalls. You know, you can get your... How's it go? Oh, I see one of our artists creeping into view. What you gonna draw for us? So that does not sound like a Fender Deluxe, does it? And then I can go over here to channel 2. I have everything set kind of neutral right now. But yeah, it's good, you know. You can get your good, you know, good British rhythm sounds, right? You know. I love that sound. You know, good British rhythm sound is fantastic. You can go over here to channel 2. We get into more of a plexi kind of thing. I have 3 volume controls here, so I can push these channels individually. So I'm going to push channel 2 a little bit harder so I can get the... So that's your good late 60s, early 70s kind of Marshall sound. If you want to do all the, you know, oops, caught my headphone cable. You want to get your kind of overdriving Ustream here, all right. Let me turn that down a little bit. That sort of thing. And then you go here to the 3rd channel, which Peter and I used to love to hot rod Mark IIs. Yeah, actually I got a lot of country artists using the Empire. But I go here to channel 3, which is still just on 5. And it's more of your... Push that channel a little harder, get a little more gain out of it, turn it up to 7, and you've got your, you know, sort of everything right up to the JCM 800, which is my least favorite Marshall. Kind of JCM 800 on, I kind of lost the thread there somehow. But I can go right back from channel 3 to channel 1 real easy. Hey Eric, yeah, JCM 800 was a step in the weird direction for me. Why no love for the JCM? It just doesn't suit my ears. The JCM 800, yeah, it's more of an 80s metal thing. One of the things that I don't like about the JCM 800 is they started using clipping diodes in there instead of tubes for distortion. It still has tubes in it, and I've heard some JCM 800s that sound good. Usually they're modified, but It's just not my thing. It's not what I do. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not my thing at all. So I've got, channel 2. Hey, Rich Ross is here. Everybody say hi to Rich Ross, our fabulous sales guy. Nice to see you here, Rich. Thanks for logging in, man. Eric says, I think a Judas Priest, they didn't even record with JCM 800s. They just used them on stage. Swirling Bumblebees, it's okay. I can hear, the thing is, when I play it, it doesn't sound good. That's why I don't like it. I've heard other people play those amps and they sound good, but most of those 80s guys were recorded with Hot Rod Mark IIs. So if you want to do that sort of thing, you can do it. Even the Guns N' Roses stuff was hot rodded Mark IIs. That wasn't JCM 800s. Contrary to what the marketing would have you believe, they just paid those guys to use those amps on stage. I saw Guns N' Roses here on the Strip in the 80s a lot. It was hot rodded Mark IIs. Yeah, that's everyone. Marshall did a good job of aligning Slash with the JCM 800 for their marketing campaign. That's just not what he actually used. That's right. Blackmore played AC30s, and the Beatles never played AC30s except for a few tracks on Please Please Me. They were playing AC50s, but they advertised AC30s. So. What's the deal with Slash and the Jubilee? I don't really know, man. That's just not my thing. That wasn't my era. I was doing my own thing then. I wasn't really paying attention to those guys. When I was playing in LA in the 80s, there were sort of two crowds, right? There was the cowboy boots, leather pants, loud rock and roll guys, and then there was the spandex, blue eyeshadow, ratted out hair guys. I was more of the former. The cowboy boots, leather pants, playing loud rock and roll. Not so much in... Fonzarelli played Marshall Majors on some certain gigs, but he recorded with AC30s a lot. So when you're listening to... That's a wrong channel for that. That's really an AC30. The modded super trims went back to, We have a Marshall Major in here right now. It's astonishing. Oh, hi, Paul. What's a hot rodded Mark II? Oh, the Mark II Marshalls from the late 70s? The Master Volume Mark IIs and the 4-input Mark IIs. And guys like to put an extra gain stage in those. Hey, Justin, I got your text, man. I'm sorry I didn't respond to you. Happy Father's Day to you, too. I kind of had a sick weekend. I'm still a little sick now, as you can hear. Paul, the late 70s Marshalls, the Mark IIs. And, excuse me, I got a little gum in here. I have a sore throat, so I'm trying to... Yeah, that's right, Eric. There's a couple different kinds of Mark IIs. There was a Master Volume Mark II and a non-Master Mark II. They're both great. And they have a really good sound. That sort of late 70s sound of... I can kind of approximate it on here. That sort of sound is a hot rodded Mark II, or just a regular Mark II. That sort of thing. That's Mark IIs. Mark IIs are great. I love Mark IIs. If you have one you want to sell, let me know. I've got a couple of. Yeah, that's true. The Humble Pie, UFO, Bad Company, that's Mark II's. The early Bad Company stuff was just plexis or steel panels. But the whatchamadoodle, Foreigner, not a huge fan of Foreigner's music, but the guitar sounds are great. Those are Mark II's. This sort of, I can push this. Sounds a little muffly in here. Maybe I don't have this mic very well. Let me turn down the ribbon mic a little bit. Turn it down a little more. Get a little more out of this. Oh, I love Foreigner too, but I just like the guitar sounds. I'm not I want to know what love is. Really? Seriously? You've been on the road playing music for years and you don't know what love is? But anyway, you get it. Oh, tell us about when you used to mod Fender amps to sound like Marshalls. Oh, yeah. That's very simple. You just bypass the tone stack. And that is what we now call, these days, a bump. That thing that Peter and I used to do to Fenders. There's the phone. That thing that Peter and I used to do to Fender amps is what we do now. It's our bump. I want to know what love is. Josh chimes in with some nice vulgar humor. Thank you, Josh. I will laugh silently because that's so vulgar. I'm not supposed to laugh at it because my children are here with me today. Isn't that what Jim Marshall did with the Bassman? Well, in a sense. There's a little bit of marketing spin there. Because the Fender guys will tell you, oh, Jim Marshall just copied a Bassman. But you copied the circuit, but none of the components are the same. The tubes are different, the transformers are different, the capacitors are different, the resistors are different, et cetera, et cetera. So, it's like saying I copied this house and his was made out of bricks, but I made it out of wood, so it's the same house. No, it's not. So, a KT66 sounds really different than a 6L6, and radio spares transformers, which are what he used in the beginning, sound really different than triad transformers, and they were using blue Astron caps. Yeah, the cabinet's different too. The speakers are different. Astrons versus Mustards, that's right. Fenders are made with pine cabinets. Marshalls are made with birch. Fenders use Jensen speakers. Marshall used Celestion. So there is some sort of parallels there, but it's not a copy. And you need to emulate jumping the channels. Well, yeah, when you're here on channel 2 and channel 3, it's working as if it's a jumped Marshall. That's right, the impedances were different. There's a lot of difference, but the main difference, there's some different values in the circuit. So in a Marshall amp, you know how the tone stack doesn't really do much. The other thing that he changed is on a Fender, it's gain stage, tone stack, gain stage. And on a Marshall, it's gain stage, tone stack. So they're really different. The Fender guys like to try to take some muster out of the Marshall guys by saying, oh, he just copied a Bassman, but he didn't. I mean, he started out like that. So I'm on channel 2 right now, which is sort of the Plexiest kind of thing, and the volume's on 6. Does that sound like a pair of 6v6s to you? I don't think so. So this amp has 3 independent, volume knobs. And it's got an effects loop, and it has the bump, and it has our master voltage. Siblings from the same Westinghouse book. Right, that's right. RCA, I think. I'm getting a little distortion out of this one mic here. What you got there, buddy? You all done with that pick? You need that? Oh, thank you, darling. That's my 7-year-old daughter, Remy, by the way. So I had these 2 kids, it's their first day off of school, and they were going to go to our barn and ride a pony and have fun all day, and things got messed up. So now they have to sit here in my office until the show's over, and they're looking incredibly bored. Are you girls falling asleep? Do you want to come here and tell kid jokes to the guys?
No.
No, why not? You have good jokes. Watch out for that cord, Remy. Don't pull it out, please. Okay, you're fine. Blaine says, hey, Dan, I saw Collective Soul live on HDNet this weekend, and the lead player, Joel, was rocking a producer. That's right. With a 65 412 cab. Sounded great. Think you, right on. Give them a blank cabinet to doodle on, then I can sell it, right? But doesn't that sound like a big 412 Marshall? 100-watt Marshall? I noticed that he had the master voltage halfway up. In fact, after our intermission, it was less than halfway. Volume 1 and 2 were at 50%. Yeah, it's because it's TV. And they have to play really quiet for TV shows because they have audience mics out there to pick up cheering and clapping and stuff. And if you have a loud amp on stage, it just blows those mics away. That's the master voltage, though. That's what it's for. We kind of had the master voltage in mind for guys that are playing on TV stuff and at churches and things like that. So you obviously don't sound like you're going through an attenuator or a distortion pedal or something. What's that song? I got it stuck in my head. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. I have a cold, I can't sing. I'm everyday people. I'm everyday people. How's it going? Now, what's the lick? It sounds like the kid's going. Nah. I'll figure it out. Paul Ovenstad says, I've really experienced what good transformers do to an amp yesterday. I swapped all the transformers in my Vibroverb custom amp with Mercury Magnetics trannies. Wow. Oh, yeah. No, I can't sing normally, Fonz. I'm just saying I sing worse. You're funny. You're funny. You're very funny, man. But I have that song stuck in my head. Wow. How's it go? I can't think of it now. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. Doesn't that sound like I'm playing a big 100-watt Marshall? I'm just sitting here playing a 22-watt amp through a 212 combo. For those of you guys that have ever gigged with a big amp and a 412, you know that feeling is so empowering. What is that? I can't think of it now. How's it go, girls? You want to sing a song? Oh, come on. You're hungry? Okay, we'll go get lunch. Excuse me. Dirty 59 says, Macarena. Let's do it. With big amps, right when I get to where I like it, everyone's always telling me to turn down. Yeah, that's right, exactly. I mean, you can't even play a 50-watt anywhere on big stages now. Well, that's too much. Valentine, be myself again. Aha. Excuse me. I gotta get rid of this cold. So is there anything you guys want to know about the Empire? Anything else you want to talk about? Hey, could you do me a favor, girls? Could you go out and ask Joe, tell him that I need a Stratocaster. I think he's got that green Strat over in his shop. FP Mike, hey Dan, did you get your cash flow worked out? A little bit. We can still talk if you're interested. Do I know you, FP Mike? Have we met before? Other than the show. You sold me an amp in the late 80s in Atlanta. Did I sell it to you personally, or was it at Rhythm City? Was that a Mark II Marshall? A tan one? Oh, at Rhythm City? What did I sell you? A JCM 800. Was I still at Rhythm City when they closed up shop? No, That was before they got bought by Guitar Center. And oh yeah, Peter sold you a Les Paul too? What's the right key for that? C sharp, is that it? Guitar Center owned by Bain Capital for a minute. Wait till after the election and see what happens. I think they're trying to not embarrass Mitt Romney by admitting that they've screwed up Guitar Center. I can't say that. I don't know what's going on. Guitar Center is a tough nut to crack. I think Bain, believe it or not, Bain did a pretty good job with those guys because they're in better shape than they were.
Is it this one?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Could you set that in my guitar stand?
He wasn't there, but we found that in the room.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. You guys are really helpful. My young assistants. And for my next trick... What? I wish you guys would come over and tell a joke to the guys.
You tell.
No, they've heard me tell jokes. These guys all know me, but they've never heard you tell a joke. You don't want to tell any jokes at all? My kids tell really good jokes. Yeah, the floor staff is a tough situation. I know a bunch of guys that work there. And in all fairness, like everyone at Guitar Center that I've dealt with is really nice. It's a giant business, and it's so hard to get a business model that's going to work all over the country. But the guys that are... I just lost one of my gels. The guys that are working on the store there, I don't get a whole lot of love. It's a tough gig. I mean, that's how they keep the prices down, so they don't pay a lot. But it's a tough business. But in all fairness, like I was saying, Bain actually did a pretty good job. Who's calling? Blaine, we have the option of them buying amps. Man, that's loud. Somebody calling from Alberta, Canada. I'll call them back. We have them in the platinum room. Uh-oh, I see you down there, Remy. That's great. My little kids. We sell them in the platinum room in Manhattan and in Nashville. And then we do a little bit on Musician's Friend. There's a lot of people that want to buy our stuff and aren't close to a dealer. So. But they have the same pricing. They have the same pricing as Hey, Chell. They have the same pricing as everyone else. And even though they're advertising like 15% off the entire store, they can't do that on 65. So. List price is map price, Eric, for us. We don't allow anything else. This is a good question here. Is the effects loop on the Ventura before the master voltage? Well, the master voltage is not a master volume. So don't think of it like that. Can I run a preamp into the effects return and use the master voltage? Yeah. The master voltage is the first thing ever. That's what's just regulating the tubes. It's not in the circuit. Not like, the master volume's in the circuit. Master voltage is not in the circuit. Are you going to join in, Zoe? You can talk into that mic. I can turn it on, the other one. That one right there, the black and gold one. You want to say hi?
Hello.
Oh, everybody can hear you now. Put those headphones on, you'll hear yourself. This is what I'm hearing, right? Now, say hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, hear how good it sounds? That's my daughters, guys. You have to bear with me for a second. They're here having fun with me today. Oh, and here we go. There's 3 guys saying hi already. You want to hear it too, Rims? Let Remy hear herself. So you can hear how different I sound in here and how the guitar sounds. Say, hello, this is Remy.
Hello, this is Remy.
Hi, Remy. There's guys saying good afternoon. FS75 is the guy that made that big logo right there. Yeah. Tell your dad to get the movie Buck. It's a good horse movie. Okay. And you're getting hello from Sweden, Norway, England. There's guys all over the world watching right now saying hello to you guys. Yeah. And you've seen yourself on camera now. You
Hello
like that?
again.
Hello again. That's daughter Zoe over there. Steve Kirk says, what is the Celestion 65 Creamback? That is a old version. They made an old Creamback in the 70s. And I can still see you, Remy. Yeah, don't touch that cable to that microphone. It makes noise. And we worked on it with Celestion. We just gave them a lot of feedback, so they decided to call it the 65. Not so much for 65 amps. It was just more of an inside joke. But it's kind of a high-powered M that kind of straddles the fence between an... Jesus, answer the phone. Between an M and an H. You know, it's not quite as papery and mid-range sounding as an H, but it's not quite as sparkly as as an M. It's not as papery and sounding and mid-rangey sounding as an M, but it's not quite as hi-fi as an H. Come on, Zoe, tell us a joke. Tell us a joke. Tell us a good 3rd grade joke. Come on, you know 10 jokes. You can.
I'm deciding what
Oh, okay. Well, I'll talk for a second. You decide. Steve Kirk says, I have 25-watt greenbacks. How do you compare it with those? Are these the new ones or old ones, Steve? You got a joke now, Zoe?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. 3rd grade joke. Wait a minute. Let me get you on camera. Where is she? She's all the way over there. Okay.
Me.
Tell me a joke.
What jokes have you told them? I want to make sure.
Oh, trust me. The jokes I tell, you don't tell.
Okay.
I tell adult,
Okay.
dirty jokes.
Okay. What do you call a fairy that needs a bath?
I don't know. What do you call a fairy that needs a bath?
Stinker bell.
Stinker bell. Ah, I love it. Very good. All right, let me get back to business here. Sorry.
Okay.
I have to turn your mic down, okay? All right, there we go. You're getting lots of approval here on your joke. Guys are laughing. You see, I try to start them off early. They go back a few years, but not super old, mid-90s. You know, those speakers are pretty good. You're getting lots of laughs here, Zoe, all around the world, actually. Eric. That's funny. So I can tell kid jokes too if you want those. Like the horse walks into a bar and the bartender says, "Hey, why the long face?" Get it?
Because horses have long faces.
Because horses have a long face. That's right. The creamback's going to be a little broader range, Steve, than the M is. The M is a really mid-rangey. It's a cool speaker, but it's not very versatile. So it's kind of, in between the M and the H. Let's do a little Stratocaster action before I call it here. And we can move on. What else you guys got on your mind? I'm sorry, it's a kind of a mellow show today. Summer's just starting here in LA. And all the kids are out of school. Can I help you?
I was looking at the time.
You're cute.
I'm looking at the time.
You're looking at the time? Okay. You weren't looking at yourself in the screen? Okay. Quite alright if you were. I don't mind that you do that. Well, when you wake up in the morning, hear the church bells ring. So Steve says, see Maddie 72, just want to say hi and thanks again. You've got a great bunch of guys over there, and my London now sounds even more freaking amazing. Right on, man. Sorry I missed you when you came in. Dirty 59 says, what do you think about vertical 212s? Not my thing. I think they sound kind of unfocused. Steve Kirk says, so I'm getting Alnico Golds with my producer. How would they compare? I think you'll like the Gold a lot better. I like the old Boogie and Rivera. It's not my thing. I don't really like them, to be honest. Sorry. Let's see. Yeah, they always had an odd honk that you could never EQ out. Yeah. It just doesn't work for me. So I'm on the second channel now, just getting some good. This guitar is kind of humming, but go second position. I can go for the. Since we were talking about that. channel 2. You like the sound of that, Remy? Better through the headphones, isn't it? We can sit here and kick back. I turned that microphone off. Let's see, I can even go down to... How's it go? Somebody's got to get me the right chords to the opening of Pinball. Can we do that? Do I know Ziggy Stardust? No. I used to. I haven't played that song in like 25 years. I'll do some homework for next week, Jill. Okay, stop. Go up to channel 2. Back to channel 1. Even though I'm out of tune. Paul Ovenshot says, would you recommend the Alnico Gold in the 212 for the producer? Yeah, I kind of like that speaker a little better. I mean, the blue works great. It just depends on what you want. The Alnico Blue is going to give you a little more of that out of control vintage thing. The Alnico Gold's a little more polished, has a little more bass to it. Just because it can handle the power, you know. Steve? Dirty 59 says, how's the progress on your Gretsch? Slow. Which amp will make me sound like Linkin Park? A Dietzel. Yeah, it'll make you sound like Kelly Clarkson too. Out of tune, aren't I? Well, it's almost time to wrap her up here, guys. Josh, I so look forward to you being here every week. I really do. That's right, Dirty 59. This has antiquities. They're not very strong. They sound great, though. I love them. If I go back down to... stop. I go back down to the clean sound. Yeah, it's a good, nice vintage Strat. So, has Strymon sent over the Flint yet? No, I ordered one, so hopefully I'll see it soon. Which one comes with a graphic EQ? I don't know. We talking about Strymon's? I don't know. That's a good question. Yeah, these are 10 to 52s, I think. I like I like heavier bottoms. Oh, hey, Justin. No, I don't have a Lex, actually. I'd like to get one. Hey, Josh. Yeah, Fonzarelli says high output Strat pickups bad, low output good. Yeah, it depends on how they're made. I prefer low output. I've heard some high output ones that are good. Dirty 59 says, have you tried pyramid strings? Yeah, that's what I use on my Rickenbackers. Which I just sold a couple of them, but... Those are good. These are good pickups. Seymour knows what he's doing, man. There's a certain thing that he does that's really good. I'm not, I'm saying all their pickups are great, but the antiquities are really good. Yes, honey. Soon, we're going to be done in a minute. Do I use the gold ones or the flat ones? I use the gold ones on the 12 string. And then I use the flat wounds on my 325. It's a pretty cool sound, isn't it? I think these pickups are great. This is just a mid-80s Japanese reissue. It sounds very stratty to me. I have no effects on. If I had some reverb and echo, I could get, Yeah, and the pickup impedance makes a difference on the player too. Like I play with a really hard right hand, and when I play with high output pickups, I tend to just make them go muddy. That's on channel 1. Go up to channel 2. Also depends on the construction, the magnets, the wires. There's just a lot of variables. And that's right. It is. I've heard really high output pickups that don't sound like traditional high output pickups, and I've heard really low output pickups that to me sound strong as hell. No, the London Pro does not have a bump because it only has the tone knob on it. So there's no really tone stack to bypass. It's already bypassed. We'll go up to channel 3. We're almost done. Quit complaining. Oh, these kids' faces. Look at these faces. Look. Ah, they're doing that thing. Yeah, is it an Alnico 2, Alnico 3, Alnico 5? Is it a ceramic magnet? Does it have long poles or short poles? Is it heavy gauge wire or thin gauge wire? There's a lot of variations. Really. Is it scatter wound? Is it machine wound? I don't know. Where do you guys want to eat lunch? To the barn, okay. I know. Tacos. Barbecue. That sounds good. Thank you, Dirty 59. Okay, girls. The more you complain, the longer I'm going to take. Yeah. But the sweeter you are, the faster I'll be. Yeah. All right. I don't know why I got Rick Derringer on the line. There, it sounds like an old Marshall, right? Gets that sound. Come here and make that face in the camera. I wanted them to see how my daughters work me. Come here. And this will be recorded, and then you can watch it later when you're at home. You don't want to do it? All right. All the leaves are brown and the sky is gray. I walk on a winter's day. If I was in LA, California dreaming on such a winter's day. Oh, I saw a little hand going through there. When is the show on your time? It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon here, Chell. I do have the kids today, Frank. YouTube. Oh, I see. When is the show on YouTube? Oh, I'll have it up probably. I'm going to start uploading it as soon as we're done, so it'll probably be up by in a half hour or something like that. Oh, yeah, no worries, Chell. I'll have it up here shortly. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and split as soon as the call from wireless caller quits announcing itself. Anyway, this has been the Empire today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's one of my favorites. Empire, if you're into British sounds, one of the things I didn't show you today too is you can boost it. Boost it a lot harder on the front, so if you want to go into metal type sounds, then it'll do that too. If your parents didn't spend enough time with you when you were a child. Baseface Josh says, thanks, Dan, and Offspring. Say thank you, Josh. Here, I'll turn your microphone back up. You want to say hi to everybody and thank you?
Thank you and bye.
Thank you and bye. That was Miss Zoe. What do you have to say, Remy? You guys see these kids. This is the cutest thing in the world. Oh, they're hiding. Why are you hiding? Everybody wants to see you. What? There they are. Where are they? Come back up, you little monkeys. I have bored kids. All right, witness protection. Yeah, that's right. Anyway, guys, it's been a real pleasure. And I thank you very much. Sweet kids. Yeah, I got very lucky. My kids are wired correctly. And they love their dad for now. So they're nice enough to come in here and help me get through my show. They told a joke. They've made me laugh and smile on the side many times. That microphone's still on if you want to say anything.
Boo.
You don't even have to get close. It can hear you. Put the headphones on. You'll hear yourself.
Boo.
Boo. That's right. Well, you got to say something more interesting than boo. Yes, Frank, we'll see you soon. Next week, I'll be here. I'll be here on these little kids. And remember to sign the London Pro when you send it. I will. Don't worry. When we let you know that it's ready to go, I'll sign it for you. Daughters are pretty good. You're right, Blaine. I'm an extremely lucky guy. Take care. Eric Yar, always appreciate you coming by. Justin, I hope you're enjoying this is your first Father's Day with 2 kids, right? So, I'm going to turn that mic off now. Okay. So I hope you guys all had a good Father's Day on Sunday. I certainly did. I got treated like a king. I didn't do anything but eat and lay on the sofa and watch the U.S. Open, which was kind of an interesting tournament. Wasn't my favorite. But anyway, thank you guys very much. Next week, I plan on having a guest. I'm trying to get Brian Kehew back to have some more interesting chat about recording and the Beatles books and all those sorts of things. So it's 10 after 1 in North Hollywood. I do sincerely appreciate your time and sincerely appreciate all you guys. And if you have any questions or thoughts you want to share with me, I'm at dan@65amps.com, or you can get a hold of me on Facebook. And I wish you guys the best week you can have, and I'll see you soon, okay? Take care. I have rabbit ear antennas on my head growing. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Paul. And this is great. I'm recording this. I'm going to play this at your high school graduation that you guys were doing this to me. Okay. All right. And on behalf of my daughters, Zoe and Remy, I'll see you next week. All right? Take care, guys.